You can actually be making real money just by speaking English. Hey bestie, welcome back to another series of Annie's recap on the career aspect. Thank you guys for joining me in this video. If you're yet to subscribe, please hurry up and subscribe, okay? And if you've subscribed, thank you so much for doing something great. So in this video, I will be sharing something really juicy, something you never imagine. Okay, so all you have to do is watch and sit tight, watch down to the end so you don't miss. So if you're currently looking for a job, or you have something doing but you need something extra, something that doesn't get to disturb your main source, so this video is definitely for you. So do you know that you can actually be making real money just by speaking English? Yes. And on this video I'll be telling you how, where, and how you can do that. All you have to do is just watch this down till the end so you don't miss out on anything, okay? So like I earlier said, if you're currently job hunting, so this platform will do you real good, okay? So you just have to listen. Once you get everything, you are good to go. Yes. So there are a lot of foreigners out there that are ready to sell their soul. Yes, they're ready to sell their soul just to speak like you, just to communicate like you. Some of them don't even want it to be so fluent, like they just want whatever they can actually say something in English, you understand them, and they also say the same thing and they understand you. A lot of them are so desperate, and on this video I'll tell you where you can find all these desperate foreigners. So you see, and this is not about making money, guys. It's about making real money. And the interesting part is they get to pay you in foreign currency. You can imagine. So it's not your regular currency like the Naira. So you get to pay you in foreign currency. That means you also get to be earning in foreign currency like others. So where should I start with? Okay, so let me start with the language aspect, okay? So there are platforms where foreigners get to pay to learn how to speak those languages. So for my Nigerian guys, I'll just focus on English, okay? But there are a lot of languages you can teach you can teach those foreigners. So if you are proficient in English, French, Spanish, name them, guys. You can teach all of this in each of these platforms. Though some platform allows you to teach more than one, while others you just have to teach just one. But if you are very good with the others, you can still use that others to attract the main language you want to teach. So I'll still tell you how to go about that. And for some people that will be like they are camera shy, so they don't think they can do it, please don't be in a hurry to run, okay? So for my shy people, I will still tell you how you can maneuver this. Yes, all you have to do is watch this till the end so you don't miss any point. And another thing, like I earlier said, these foreigners are so desperate to learn how to speak these languages. So you, on the other part, you don't even need to do much. You don't need to do much. You don't need to. It's not like the regular traditional teaching platforms where you have to do your lesson. You have to do this. You have to do that. Guys, as long as you can speak well, you can speak fluently, you are good to go. So even though some of you might be struggling with accent issues, like with your local dialect, there are still ways you can manage. You can still twist your tongue. Look, you don't need to, let me put it this way, okay? You don't need to be so good in the American accent or the British accent in order to meet these guys. No, please. But if you are really good at that, you still have a lot of advantage compared to others. Because some of these foreigners too, they are ready to pay everything just to meet someone that can speak like a British, that can speak like American, that can twist the tongue, that can sound that way and all that. So if you are really good at that, you still have more advantage, okay? But if you can't speak that way, but you can pronounce words that way, you can still join. Okay, so let me start with the payments part. Yes, so these platforms, some of them they allow you to put in the exact amount you want to earn. You can imagine how interesting that is, right? So imagine I say I want to be earning maybe $10, $20. You are good to go. Okay, while some of them, they get to pay you certain price. Okay, like certain range. Okay, from this range to this range you'll be paid. And some like that, some tell you this is how much they'll pay you, while some you have to put the amount you want to be paid. And the most interesting of it all is the fact that you just need to teach for just 1 hour, guys. You know how interesting that is? I mean, imagine I get to teach for, let's say, 3 hours, and I decide, okay, I want to be paid for $10 for each hour. Please do the maths, but don't be too fast. There is still a little bit ups and downs, which I'll still explain. Okay, so while some, in as much as you get to teach for 1 hour, some might be 30 minutes, some 50 minutes. All depends on you. It all depends on your schedule, depends on how you want it to be and all that. So let me move down to the English part. So you know something really interesting with this. When I started, I was like, English is just English, right? I mean, if once you know how to speak English, you are good. Okay, but do you know that these foreigners categorize this English? Some want to learn how to speak all of it, while some are only interested in speaking some parts. So this is what I mean. Some of these foreigners, they are interested in improving their conversations in English. They are not interested in work. They are not interested in interviews. They are not interested in travel. They just want when they can be able to like speak with you, having like a very simple conversation. So this is where English for conversation comes in. So you as a shy person, you can perfect your conversation skills. Okay, so knowing fully well that you don't need to do much. All you just have to do is pick a random topic, and you tell the person that, okay, this is what I would want us to discuss, and you guys just start discussing that. Is that not interesting? So another one again is English for work. So some of these guys, they can't speak well at work. Okay, so they want to improve how they communicate with their colleagues with English at work. So this is where English for work comes in. So some of them are just interested in perfecting their English for work. Some of them is interview. Like some are ready to pay as high as, let's say, $20, $30 just to pass that interview test that is going to be in English. So this is where interview for English comes in. So imagine teaching someone how to prepare his interview in English, what to expect at your own time, at your own confidence. Is that not interesting? So there are others, there are more. This is just few I have to list. And also for kids, okay? Some parents want their children to start speaking English well, so they go by looking for the perfect person that would be able to train their child in this part. So it could be for kids now, it can be for maybe teaching a child how to read, how to write, how to pronounce words clearly and fluently in English. So guys, there are a lot. So you see, when I said these guys categorize this English, like they divided them. So I didn't know English was this diverse from their own side. And some of them, you know, another thing I found really interesting. I mean, yeah, is either they tell you can you speak English or you cannot speak English. But over there, they have grades. Like they have English for beginners, English for intermediate, English for advanced students. So you might say, what will you be teaching these guys for advanced, that in advanced level? What do you get to teach these guys at home? So there are materials that can assist you on that. So in each of these platforms, they also have lesson plans. So this is why I said you don't need to start disturbing yourself to start looking for lesson plans for the class and all that. So each of these platforms, they make it so simple, so easy, that each platform have a lesson plan. And to even make it more interesting, you can still decide to bring yours, okay, but it's not compulsory. And you know the most beautiful thing, each student have what they need. So the fact you use this for this student, you don't need to stress yourself like, oh, you still use this for this other student. No, if you want to anyway, but it depends, okay, it all depends. So moving next, I'll tell you the requirements you need, okay. So all you need is a smartphone. So if you have a smartphone, you are good to go. And if you also have a laptop, okay, so a laptop is actually much more better than a smartphone. So if you have a smartphone but you don't have a laptop, you can still do something, okay. So there are some platforms I will still tell you that allow smartphone. So while you are looking for money to get a laptop, you can start with this. So it's even much easier now compared to while some of us started. Some of these platforms, like, they still stick to a laptop. So if you don't have a laptop, you cannot. But right now, some of them have streamlined their processes, so making it so easy for people like you to jump in real quick, okay. So you need, like I've mentioned, the device. Then you need a very good internet connection. Internet connection is really, really important, because you do not want, while you are communicating, while you are teaching your students, or the next person is not listening or cannot hear you, and you don't want to keep on going up and down. You know, connection is really important, okay. So connection is what most of the students are also looking out for. So once they know that your connection is stable, they are going to be rushing you guys. They will rush you, because some of them will be like, I will also tell my friends, I'll tell my this, I'll tell my dad, I'll recommend you, and all that, okay. So aside that, you also need good light, okay. So if you have good electricity, that's great. But if you don't have good electricity, you need to get a backup light. So I will explain why you need that. Reason being that your time zone and these people's time zone are not the same, okay. So right now, while I'm shooting this video, this is afternoon in my country, okay. Some of these people, it's like night time for them. Some is morning time, okay. So time zone is different. So if you want to go extra, making more cash, you need like more students at different time zone. So this is where your light comes in, okay. So let me recap on the requirements again. You need a good smartphone, a laptop, a great internet connection, and also a very good light, okay. So if you don't have light, you can always come up with a backup light. It could be a torch, it could be maybe a ring light, it could be anything, as long as the place is conducive. Oh, I forgot to mention, your environment is also very, very conducive. There is no noise, okay. So that one is most important, because these guys don't want, while you are telling them something, they are hearing something else. So the environment has to be great. So some of the platforms require you get like a noise cancellation headphone. So that is also like a really good requirement, like one of the basic things you also need to get, okay. So now moving to this platform, hold on, let me tell you how much you can be paid. So I earlier mentioned that some of these platforms allows you to put the amount you want to be paid, and some get to pay you different kind of price range, okay. So you know what, I would want you to make more research on that, okay. But any of the platforms I mentioned, I'll tell you what to expect from that. So now moving to the platform. So I have about 5 on my list, but there are more of it, okay. There are a lot, okay. So the first one on my list is Preply. At the end of the video, I will still put the link to everything on my description box, so do well to check everything there. First on my list is Preply. Second is Cambly. So Cambly is kind of divided. Cambly for adults, Cambly for kids, okay. So the requirements for both of them differs, so that's why I have to like separate them. So but for Preply allows you to teach both kids and adults, so it's there. So once you filling in your application, you'll see it there. So but the requirements is the same thing for Preply, but unlike Cambly, it's kind of divided, okay? And for Preply allows you to put the amount you want to be charged. Is that not great? So imagine you want to be paid $10, $20, you can put it there. So Preply gives you the opportunity to put in whatever amount you want them to pay you, okay? And for Cambly gets to pay you in their own price range. I can't really tell how much it is right now, so until I check. So when you check, you get to know, okay? But Cambly for kids pay you more than Cambly for adults because it's kids. You know, teaching kids requires a lot more than teaching adults. So that's why I said their requirements differ. So if you are a kid person, you should give Cambly for Kids a try, and it's really, really great because they get to pay more compared to adults. So that's for, I've mentioned two, right? The next one is Native Cam. So Native Cam, I think Native Cam gets to pay you in a particular range as well. So you do well to check. So Native Cam, number 3, iTalki also gets to pay you in a particular range as well. iTalki, VIP Kids, so that one is mostly for kids. So if you are a kid person, you can give it a try. And the other one is Langu also, you get to put the price you want. And guys, there are a lot more, okay? If I get to still remember others, I'll list it out. But if I'm unable to, please check my description box for the rest list. And you on your own part, do well to make more research. You will see more of them that it's not even on my list and they are paying really, really good. So if you've watched down to this part, all I need for you to do is just put in on the comment section excited and ready. That will make me feel so happy that yeah, someone watched down to this part, or rather you watched down to this part. So guys, now you're aware of where you can be making real money while teaching these guys. What are you still waiting for? So hurry up to each of these platforms and start filling your application. Let me know in the comment section if you have any question. I will definitely get back to you, okay? And I'll still be doing a part 2 on this video. This time around, I will tell you what to expect from each of these platforms, what I did, my challenges, my own experience, guys, and which of this platform am I making use of. So I'll still tell you, okay? I would focus more on, let's say, Preply, Cambly for kids, both kids and adults, Native Cam, and maybe others, okay? Maybe others. So all I want is for you to watch, and I have more and more of it. So this is just one of these platforms that I was able to discover, and I'll still tell you more of it, guys. And I'll still tell you, I will still also do a video on how to apply, what you need during your application, your CV, your documentations, all those things. I'll tell you everything in my next video. Okay, so I also forgot to mention that each of these platforms, some get to pay you in dollars and others get to pay you in pounds, some in euros, and the payments method they get to pay you in, okay? So I will still tell you all of these processes in the next video. So I know it's really hard on job seekers right now. I've been there, I'm still there. So we are all still there, guys. We are all still there. Everyone right now, they are looking for something really great, something that can help them with their bills and everything. So I understand the struggle, I understand the stress that comes with it. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate, and thank you guys so much for subscribing. So if you are yet to subscribe, please guys, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on my daily content on career aspect, okay? So if it's the reviews on movies and all that, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of those videos, and this one as well. So don't go anywhere because the next video will be dropping pretty soon. All I need for you to do is turn on your notification bell if you haven't, so you don't get to miss out on that. So I'll see you in my next video where I get to tell you the challenges you should expect, how to apply for each of these platforms, and much more, guys, much more. So thank you once again for watching. See you in my next video. Till then, stay chill and be happy. Bye, guys.